For the past 2 years that I've been here in Canada, I've lived in a family and rented a room, and now I am so glad and grateful to say that I finally moved in to a one-bedroom apartment. Funny because it's always been a dream of mine to move out in a place or in a country where no one knew me, where I would have to restart my life and live in an apartment alone. But of course, when I came here to Canada 2 years ago, that was not the case. I lived with a family that I didn't knew before, and eventually moving out and renting a room for myself. And right now, in this phase of my life, I feel like I am finally living the dream that I've pictured myself when I was young. For the past few days, I've been feeling sick and I have runny nose. So just please do excuse my big voice right now, but I just wanted to really film this video because it has been past overdue. I've been living here for a month now, and I just wanted to share with you guys the journey of what I've went through, of how I found and looked for my first apartment here in Canada. So yeah, without further ado, let's go ahead with it. So first, I laid down my must-haves, the things that is a must for my future apartment. So one of those is first a balcony. I want to be able to have a patio and design it, to be able to just hang out in summer or in fall or when it's hot. And of course also to store some of my items that needs to be outside in the future. So my next condition is that it should be an old style apartment. So the reason for this is that the old buildings are very big in space, so that I could have larger space with the same price that I could get on, let's say, newly built apartments. So the next condition that I have is that it should be close to my workplace. I hate commuting. I've always been commuting here for an hour, going to my school before in Santana College and also to my work. So as much as possible, I want to cut off that time for myself to relax at home and to be able to just sleep more. So my next condition is that it should be quiet, secured, and just in a good neighborhood. I feel like having a nice neighborhood will give you a nicer opportunities, I guess, and a nicer people to meet, I guess. I wanted to be in the nice neighborhood already so that I don't have to go far to look for like bigger opportunities, I guess. Also benefit you, of course, in the future. If you have a nice neighborhood, you'll have better system around you, better people to connect with, and also just better experience, I guess. And that is why I'm so serious about finding the best environment that I could grow and improve in. So now that I've come up with the must-haves for the apartment, I am now going to look for it on the websites. The websites that I used are Facebook Marketplace, Kijiji, Toronto Rentals, Facebook groups. Of course, I've also asked some of my friends, my clients, and my landlord if they know anyone who is moving out so that I could step in, or if they could just, recommend anything to me. So one of the things that I did is to also pin the location of the neighborhood that I want to be in. Then I check the apartments in the area and visit their website and contact them directly. So for me, the most effective one is the last one because I could narrow it down to the neighborhood that I really want to be in, and to also see how far it is to my work. So now let's go to the viewing. So the first apartment that I visited is located at Yonge and Eglinton area where all the restaurants are. It is a fun neighborhood and it's just 20 minutes away from both my work and my part-time work.
I'm here to the first house that I am viewing. It's super near the subway station. Mga 1 block away lang siya.
0, 0, 0, 2. System dialing. Thank you for calling.
150 siya. So, I'll see on my next viewing if kung ano yung mas malaki.
The next apartment that I visited is at Yonge and Sheppard. So after checking out all these apartments, I really fell in love with the Sheppard and Yonge apartment. The reason for this is, first, it has a big balcony. Second is that it's an old style apartment, so it's super big compared to other apartments that I visited and saw virtually. Next reason is that it's just a walking distance from my work. I don't have to spend much on my transportation. Next is that it is a very secured community. There's a police station outside the apartment. Plus, the neighborhood is so nice. There's a lot of restaurants going north and south, and Asian groceries as well, which is one of the things that I'm looking for because it's much more cheaper to buy on those groceries. Plus, it is along the line of the subway station. Before I even start looking for an apartment, I gathered all the requirements or all the documents that I need so that I could submit the application right away, because it is hard to find an apartment here in Toronto, especially a good apartment, because you really have to fight for it. There's a lot of people who are looking for apartments, so there's just a lot of competitors that, you know, could submit the application right away, or if they really like the apartment, they would bid for the apartment. For me, I already got my employment letter, my pay stub, my bank statement, my recommendation. So recommendation would be your previous landlord, an emergency contact that you have, your ID, your passport, photo ID or driver's license, your SIN, and later on they would ask for a check for 1 month advance and 1 month deposit. It depends on the apartment, and also the rentals insurance.
Okay, I'm ready to go to the apartment and apply. Yes. So I got the bank draft to the bank. I got 2 bank drafts for the first and last month of my rent. And now I'm heading to the apartment to submit all these documents, and then it is subject for approval. Look at that. I super love the entrance of this one. Parang Baguio feels.
So after submitting the application, I waited for a few days. I was so nervous and scared that I will be refused because it's my first time to rent an apartment. I am not sure if my funds are enough. I am not sure if my salary is enough to be approved. So I am just nervous all the way. I also asked some of my friends how long did they approve for the apartment. Some of them said it's just a day, 2 days, 3 days or so. But for me it takes like a few days already. So I just emailed them and, you know, asking for a follow-up. And then one day they called me and told me that the unit is already rented to a different person. But she also told me that there's another unit that I could view. It's the same floor plan, same everything. So I went in and viewed the unit, and it's almost identical to the one that I've seen before. I asked her if I could have a 1 month free for the unit. She asked her manager and got back to me, and she said that her manager said yes with my offer. So I submitted another application for the new unit, and after a day I got a call from them saying that I got approved for the apartment and that I could just go ahead and sign the contract with them and get the keys.
I got the contract. Yay! So we're gonna check out the new apartment. Move in day. Moving day. But I'm not gonna move in today. Just gonna see the apartment. This is the view. I love it.
This unit is facing the sunset, which is, I am so lucky that I got this unit because the first one is facing the sunrise. And I am not a morning person, I am a night person, and I really love this view. So I am just so grateful that all this has happened, even though it was stressful at first because I don't know how this works, and I'm just so happy to share with you guys this journey. So yeah, thank you guys for watching. I hope that you've learned a thing or two from this video, and yeah, see you in the next one. Cheers!